In this video, I want to provide some ideas of the plans that I have for 2022 and some of the updates that I might be making to some of the games that already exist. Now, of course, the big news is that Raiders of Icepeak Mountains was finished and released in in November 2022. And this is a roguelike RPG type game inspired by the game mechanics of fighting fantasy series of Lone Wolf. It has leveling system, different types of classes, multiple quests, etc. Now, of course, to my somehow disappointment, the initial reviews have been mixed. I'm always happy to hear more criticism or ideas on how the game can be improved from people who've played it, so please do let me know in the comments below. I do eventually get to all comments that I made, so although sometimes I might not reply to some comments that people make on a certain video, I do eventually go back, and when I'm making any changes to the games, go back and try to incorporate some of these comments and thoughts that people have. Anyway, I believe in the game. I think it's a nice game and I hope it will find its place. But yeah, initially some of the first reviews have been not so good, some have been better, so it seems some people like it, some people less so. What else is happening? Well, I have two semi-stalled works in progress. With the Genesis, this would be a game set in the same game as Icepeak Mountains. It's maybe 30-40% finished. These are some of the character sketches for the game, and my eternal first work in progress, the Nebula, which hopefully one day I'll get around to getting back into. What will 2022 really bring then? One of the things I've started to work with, one of the things I've started to work in is on Dragon Chronicles, which is a game by Jacic. I really like this game. I think it's one of the best games, one of the best works in progress that are in the Choice of Games forum. Of course, Jacic's made other games, the Saga of Oedipus Rex and Wizardly Level Theme, which I think are very nice. We've collaborated in the past on the Starship Adventures. And I'm hoping to write some of these sort of side missions or side things that this dragon can do. So the game is about a dragon, follows the life of a dragon from the time you're basically born until the time where you have to go back to report on what you've been doing to the Dragon Council. Yeah, so hopefully I'll get more time to work on that. As I promised Jacic I'd do more on it. I'm working on a DLC for Hero and Villain. Who knows, maybe this will release somewhere around the middle of 2022. This would have several things like extra powers, extra side missions, and yesterday I started to write one of these new side missions. I wrote about 2,000 words. Hopefully I'll get to do a bit more on that in the next week or two. I'd like to actually have it with playtesters before Christmas. I know some of the playtesters would really like to have an update for Hero and Villain to go through. For most players, it'll take a bit longer, and there'll hopefully be more dialogue options, etc. I've received quite a lot of feedback in the last few months, so I'm hoping to go through all the feedback that I've received and update the game accordingly. More quests for Raiders of Icepeak Mountains. I could write more quests and expand on the story. This would be relatively straightforward. The game is being built in a modular way so that things can easily be incorporated. I could maybe even ask if some people want to write some of these new side missions or side quests and make the game more interesting. Drawbacks, what holds me back on this? I'm not really sure that there's enough interest in this game. So I'm wondering whether I should really dedicate more time and effort to improving this. I probably will, of course. I mean, I put some more time and effort into all my games anyway after release, but I wonder how much more do I want to do on this. Of course, the big thing for me in 2022 would be hero and villain Armageddon. The game should continue from the previous game with all relationships carried forward. And my idea is that we'll have multiple endings. It will be, you can fight the Lannister maybe if you want, the Elders, or maybe return to Earth, or go and conquer your own planet. If you're playing as a vampire, maybe have your little vampire planet. I've already written about something like 12,000 words of the main sequence of the game, so this is actually something. It's quite substantial in a way. So if you wanted something like 30% of the core game without the branching that will take place at the end. And in this game there will be very significant branching at the end because of what I just said. Now Tiffany, the artist that does the artwork for most of my games, has already started to work on the interior artwork, and here you can see also a more advanced version of the final cover of the game, showing an exploding planet. And the other thing that I've started working on, and well, that is actually semi-stalled, is a card game. So that's like a normal board game based on cards, and that would be based on hero and villain battle royale. I already have a prototype of the game. I've played it several times in the last year or so with friends. I've commissioned some new artwork for that, and here you can see one of the new artwork for it. And I would like to playtest this a bit more and create a new iteration maybe during Christmas when I have a bit more time. At the moment we're still during term time, so it's difficult for me sometimes to concentrate and do much work. But hopefully during Christmas, or if not, January, February next year. And that's it. Let me know what you think I should prioritize. I often struggle with multiple projects. So at the moment, I listed everything and I came up with the fact that I'm actually doing 7 projects. And what should I be prioritizing or putting more work and effort into? So please let me know in the comments below if you want. I would like to run a poll, but I'm not sure how to do this on YouTube. But anyway, yeah, that's it. Hopefully this gives you an idea of what I'm hoping to get through in 2022.